What's going on, YouTube? It's Dakota back with another video. Today, going through a weekly trading review. And this weekly trading review, I'm going to do a lot differently just because of the sheer amount of trades that I took this week. And we're going to focus on multiple accounts as well, right? Because I'm trading two evaluation accounts. One with Apteros and another with Top Step. But I pretty much took all the same trades. Right now, we're going to focus on Apteros, and honestly, I may just focus on that for the video so it's not redundant. I've just decided in the middle of this video to say I'm only going to focus on Apteros review. All right, so let's get to it. Let's first review the stats. So the stats for this week ended up with 4.57% return this week. Had a 22% win rate. Profit factor was 1.35. So it was a very strong week this week, right? I recovered from out of drawdown. I was down about 2% coming from last week, a loss on Thursday. But we recovered. So, wrong thing. But this is how the 2 weeks have been so far. I started trading the Apteros account on the 6th of June, and took 3 losing days, just straight losing days on this week. Started off really strong and then ended really strong as well to recover all of that. So let's go ahead and take a look at the trades, the screenshots now. Starting on the 10th, you can see the date, the pair, the time frame, all at the top left if you want to check that out. And I'm just gonna go through and tell you guys the trades I took on these specific days. If you want more detail about what I was thinking throughout these trades, by this time a video on this day should be posted. It's a full video of me actually trading. Maybe long, but I recommend playing it at 2 times speed if you can, faster, to get through the candles. Each candle is about 3 minutes. It takes a while. Those videos are pretty long. So I took this first position at CVA low and then held through drawdown. And throughout this, you won't get much information on this specific day on the 10th because I was on a call with somebody during that time and we were trading together. So I didn't record most of that part, but I did start to record towards the end because I started to use 2 different mics. So I then added here, right? Yeah, added probably based off of DVA because at this time I was trading based off of DVA, and then my stop was hit. I adjusted my stop up here, and then I remember this one is where I had an issue with review because the stop wasn't based off of anything. The stop was adjusted just to, it looks like, just below break even, which I don't do, and I don't like doing when I do it. If I do it, I don't like doing it. But then I went ahead and took the position again. It's the same exact setup. Got a change in condition, price test at the CVA low, and was looking for price to scale up to the CVA high up here. Then I added a couple times to this position and ultimately decided to close here. And I closed because we got a shooting star right here. It's in the middle of nowhere, which that could cause for it to say it's in the middle of nowhere, keep holding the position. But it was a strong enough signal for me to say I want to get out of this position and just secure the profit. I hit my daily target for the day anyway, so at that time, any reason for me to get out, I'm going to get out. And I got out late because I initially closed on Top Step account because I secured my profit on the targets on that one. And then I was willing to swing this because I was looking for this to actually push even higher. And ultimately, I decided to just get all out there. And then once price did get above the CVA, I set a limit here. I did not set a limit here. I executed manually for a buying opportunity, and price just hit stop. Let's go to the 11th. 11th, is this the crazy day? Not a crazy day, but it was a rough day. Had some really nice opportunities this day, but I didn't secure them. So this first sell, price shot down, and let's zoom in. Got this first sell here, and price shot down, and I got a reversal pattern. My target was this low, 19.025, and after this reversal pattern, I was really leaning towards closing the position, but I decided to continue to hold and look for price to continue to hit targets. So I got a little greedy here. This is a clear signal for me to exit. Right, I exit almost on every other. I've exited on almost every other trade for the past month off of this signal. Off of that signal alone, I even exited on Monday based off that signal in reverse and shooting star signal. This is a hammer signal. But ultimately, I decided to just adjust my stop and allow price to hit my stop if it came back up. It did. And then I went ahead and entered almost immediately after price tested this last high pre-break. I noticed that test, and I decided to enter for a short, and price just kept on scaling up. Now, by this point, this is not 76, is it? It's not 76. By this point, I decided to wait for the next opportunity off VWAP, because we were below VWAP during this time, and I set a limit at 69.50, but initially when I tried to set a limit there, I accidentally hit execution and set a limit order. I didn't set my limit price. Yeah, that was the issue. I did not set my limit price. So my limit price when I hit sell was lower, so it entered me at market. So I went ahead and exited that position immediately, and then went ahead and put in the limit appropriately, and I got immediately stopped out once price just rallied up. Now on my Top Step account, I did re-enter for this short and catch this short to the downside, but on Apteros it just wasn't fast enough. I wasn't switching back and forth. I didn't make it a priority to get into this position. Now a much better opportunity is down here for this buy, which I did take. Price gave a change in condition, gave a run test of the CVA low, and I entered for a buy. Now my stop was just beneath this candle here, the candle prior to entry candle, but we got wicked out on the next candle. Now I have a better screenshot. This is the 11th. Better screenshot of that, right? So here's the entry, and then this is the wick out of this previous low. And you can see this is where I got short for that sell. This is the Top Step screenshot. So next, I waited for price to get back above CVA high, pretty much just like the previous day, and was looking for price to break to the upside. It didn't. It hit stop. Then I entered again. Then again for an ad, and that hit stop too, right? Stop was just beneath this low, and I called it a day at that point. Now, I was not in the right headspace during this time. I was number one, I was tired. I believe this is the day I said I was exhausted, on the 11th, right? My body felt exhausted or something like that. Yeah, my body feels exhausted during that time. Even though initially I started off with some good rest and really energized, later throughout the day I got tired. So that's pretty much it for this day. Then on Wednesday, I traded absolutely terribly. Did I lose less on Wednesday? Wednesday, I did absolutely horrible, but I lost less on the Apteros account. I got slipped on Top Step, and just because of CPI, I had a lot of FOMO here. I had a fear of missing out. Right, I was fearful of missing out on the opportunity for CPI, and following a huge up day, I was looking for CPI to push the market to the downside to recover the market, but that didn't happen. Price just kept on rallying. Decided to rally. All right. So I entered short here off a discretionary idea. We're testing 76 and looking for a short. Price took out this high, stopped me out. Now, if I had lower risk on this position, I definitely would have re-entered immediately right here because we fell this previous high. But regardless, it still wouldn't have mattered. I still would have ended up being stopped out, but that's what I would have done in this situation off this discretionary idea. But I said I wasn't going to re-enter, but I re-entered anyway after price broke beneath this low. I was like, okay, price broke beneath that low. I'm going to get in, put my stop above here, and look for price to continue pushing down. So as price went down, I adjusted my stop above this candle on this account. It's supposed to be here, but I adjusted my stop here and ultimately ended up being stopped out. On the other account, I actually added and got stopped out. That's probably why I didn't lose as much, because I just reduced my risk significantly and only lost probably 100 on this trade, or less than 100 on this trade, right? Now I want to know the numbers, so I'm looking at it. Yeah, less than 100. Then I entered again, and this was just off the whim, just trading. I just placed the position. Okay, there was no reason. No reason. I had reasons for both of these. Off an idea to hold 76, hold beneath 76. And we formed a double top and have a late entry here, which let's actually note that down. This was on, that's 12 contracts. Okay, I just want to make sure that's logged correctly. Yeah, so that was my Wednesday. Just some terrible trading. I didn't follow terrible trading because I didn't follow my plan. My plan was this. You can pause it and read it if you want to read it. But I didn't follow this plan at all. I took trades outside of the plan. Like I said, I just traded a discretionary idea, and it didn't end up working out for me. Now, here we go on Thursday. I got some more sense. I got enough rest, and I went ahead and took one position off of DVA, and price ultimately just stopped me out. That's false. It's not off DVA. This position's off a changing condition round of retest of this previous high around 54s. It's actually 39s. Or I'm wrong on that too, aren't I? No, that's right, off 39s. And looking for price to push up. I entered off of a morning star here because I was waiting for a rejection. Would have preferred to see a hammer here, but that didn't happen. So I just waited for this morning star to show up. Now, once price broke above 84, I went ahead and adjusted my stop beneath this low, looking for price to continue to hold and continue to push. Now, something I could have done better here is actually wait for price to close above this high. That would have been much better to do. And that didn't happen until this candle here. Now, with that, my stop would have been moved to this candle, which would have put me at a break even instead of a small loss. So that's the way that I can see I can improve that trade. But that was the only trade I took for the day because there were no other opportunities that I was looking for. And I believe I hit my loss limit, didn't I? There's no way I hit my loss limit on one trade. That's not true. Okay. Especially one with reduced risk. Oops, did not mean to do that. Let's bring that back up. We just finished the 13th, right? So we're on the 14th now. 14th, took a buy, got a change in condition, got a test of CVA high, and looking for a buy. Stop beneath this low, and ultimately got stopped out pretty much a few minutes afterwards. Now, this is all pre-market. The time was around 6:50, and then around 7. Well, immediately after getting stopped out of this position, I waited, and once price broke back above CV, changed condition again, I went ahead and put a limit here at 39.50. Put my stop beneath this low down here. Now, I could have improved this position by putting my stop here instead of there. This is the ideal place to put the stop, the previous low. But I decided to be on the safer side. Now, as price scaled up, I went ahead and added it based off last high pre-break, which is how I used to add in Forex. I was late to this entry because I was doing my prep work. Before these trades or with these limits, I didn't do my prep on my DRC. It was really early in the morning, which was it was actually really, for me, I had just got home from work around 4 a.m. and I reviewed the end of the day, and then I tried to get some rest. So I was tired around this time of setting these limits. So I wanted to make sure I got rest before market open, so that I could perform properly, because I notice I'm lacking in performance when I don't get enough sleep. So that's kind of the premise as to how this trading day, how those two trades came about. It was during review and mapping out for the next day, or mapping out for the morning. And then I got up at around 8:30, saw this opportunity, went ahead, added another add off last high pre-break, went off based off this high after price broke above this level here. Then I added again off VWAP. We got a test of VWAP right here, and I could have added based off last high pre-break off of probably would have done this high, so I may have missed it, but I decided to get out here. Now let me remember why I decided to get out. I remember it was DVA high, right? We were reaching DVA high, and I knew we were likely to rejecting that area, but I didn't get a rejection signal. I just said, hey, we're likely to reject here. I'm just going to take my profits here instead of looking for price to go all the way to targets. Now, price ultimately did end up hitting targets, but it did draw down significantly. It drew down past my stop, which I adjusted my stop all the way up to here. I adjusted my stop up to here. Yeah, ended up adjusting my stop underneath this candle because I was aggressively trailing my stop, and I would have been stopped out and missed the TP if I had continued to hold. So that was the alternative. But if I kept my stop all the way down here, I would have been just fine. And just for the video, let's see if we have a screenshot of the full day. do not have a screenshot of the full day, but I have TradingView open, so that's even better. This is the 14th. These are the positions, and that's where price ended up going. My target was this high here. So that is the review, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, go ahead, comment in the comment below. If you like the video, hit the like button, and I will catch you guys in the next video.